Okay, it's a couple days later, but here's where we're at. So, got the car back into the container. Currently got it up on 2 jack stands supporting the passenger side of the car. Got a new bottle of argon. But what I'm doing right now is I am prepping this area. I've removed quite a bit of the rust right in here. I mean, that's a pretty big hole, but you guys can see there's a really good amount of rust on the sidewalls, and I haven't even looked at this near side yet, but it goes pretty far in there. You can probably see in there a little bit, and I'm gonna have to grind out that spot right there because that's just cracked. But I'm basically gonna end up having to use this entire plate to cover up this spot where it's just been constantly rusting for the past 40 years of its life. I may go a little further back here, but I've just been scooping out tons of this crustiness. You can see it all over the ground here. This is literally all the stuff that was underneath this bottom section. I mean, here's a part of it right here. There was another part that I cut out. I don't know where it is, but oh, it's right here. This was what I ended up taking out, and you can just see the underside of that is just done, and there's not any structural rigidity to that. So this new piece that I have is quite a bit thicker, so hopefully when we do get this in here, it should provide some structural rigidity to this U-channel underneath the car. But I mean, I've just been scooping out lots and lots of rust. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to drill a hole like right here so that it can drain. I could not tell you to save the life of me where this water is coming from, whether it's inside the cab or what, but I mean, this has just been a nightmare. Hopefully we can fix this. I'm pretty sure we can, but right now we're just kind of trying to grind away as much of this rubberized coating as possible so we have something clean to weld on. And then what I'll end up doing is I'll end up bending a U and fitting it up there, cutting it so that it fits. I'm gonna have the line go probably right around here. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do about this part. It's a little bump right here. Not sure. We'll figure it out. It's on the same side over here, and that's, oh wow, that's pretty bendy in there. But yep, we're just gonna keep grinding and figuring out where the rust ends. But we should have plenty of space, you know, even if I stop it right here, it goes well beyond where I think the rust is, because you can feel back here there is still, it's still kind of crunchy underneath, so I'll probably cut it to about, you know, right here, and then because it's kind of bent in right here, so I'll have a nice flat spot right here where we can put jack stands or have it lifted if we ever want to lift the car. But we do have this spot right here. I really don't feel comfortable having it lifted there, so if we do end up getting this car on a lift, if I want to have it inspected, they'll be able to use this section as a lift point. So we're gonna get to it. It's pretty tight. Lines anyways, but still, damn it, there's stuff all over that. Jeez. yeah, I'm gonna need to get a new lens after this. The things I do to get YouTube views, internet attention. This thing is freaking covered and just wrapped off from all that gross undercarriage rubberized stuff that grinding off. Hopefully it doesn't destroy this lens, because I want to be able to use this to get at least a few good shots. If any of you guys have good recommendations for lenses for Canon T7i EOS Rebel, let me know, because market for not like a, you know, professional lens, just something that's like halfway decent. Oh, I touched it. Yeah, I'm gonna need to like deep clean this lens anyways after I'm done with this. It's okay, good enough. Alright, I'm gonna deal with that another time, but oh, no man, I don't know. This friggin' car, so much rust. Coated. So this right here is hopefully what I can replicate on this side. So I'll get a measurement of this hole and I'll figure out how big it is. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, geez, this inside of this one's really clean. I wonder why that other side rusted out and this one didn't. But okay, so here's what we got so far. This big friggin' hole in my running frame. It looks bigger on camera, but I mean, when you look at it, it's not that bad. Okay, so this piece of metal, and basically it's gonna go like that. So we have a little bit of a gap. So that's where we're just gonna take this piece of metal and we're just gonna bend the edges. It does flex a little bit, but when we bend the edges, basically I'm gonna do like a lap on the top here. So we're just gonna go right along this edge here, and I'll probably trim it a little bit to fit, but this bottom edge will be flat, and then the back edge on that other side will be flat, just like that. So, I mean, I'll be able to get a pretty good bead on each side, and then I may butt this end up here, and then wherever it ends back here, like there's a little bit of a crown there, so I may take my hammer and just whack it into place and then smack a bead onto that. But you know, I say that as if it's going to be just a band-aid on a bullet hole. No, this is going to be like, hopefully this will turn out as a solid repair. I'm hoping. I'm going to do my absolute best to do so. You know, there's only so much you can do with something like this now, obviously, because, you know, at this point this would never pass inspection. So we kind of need to follow through with it now. But, you know, I think we're well within our abilities to do this. So, okay, let's kind of pick up a little bit of the mess here. I'm gonna go get my calipers so I can get halfway decent measurement when I need to. How do I do this? This thing is gross, guys. Got all the pollen. All the places I need to touch up. Get right there. All these scratches. This stuff here, I don't even know. Part of me just doesn't even want to bother because I'm afraid of what I'll find on the underside here. Oh man, there's some stuff right there too. Damn it. Feels pretty solid, but Jeez, I really don't know, guys. I frigged this up when I was putting the engine in. Or just take some Bondo and this is, I bought the car like this. Got a little bit of a bump there. And then this valence, jeez, I don't even know where to start with this. Because there's just so much stuff going on. I am gonna fill this in though. I gotta do this here. This is gonna be tricky. This, I'll have to sand that. This is also gonna be tricky right here. Getting this edge just right is going to be very tricky. A quick look at the interior. But hey, my clutch works. The transmission isn't toast. It looks like a mess, but this is all just center console stuff. I'll figure it out. Okay, so tomorrow I think I'm gonna do the welding, because today probably going to go to the auto parts store, get a wire wheel and some primer or something that can deal with rust, and then prep that tomorrow morning, and then I don't know, see about forming that piece of metal to go around that U-channel, and then see what happens. It's not even making contact with the base metal. I guarantee it. No, just right on the edge. Okay, that's enough. I'm hungry. I'm gonna get some food. I'm gonna charge the battery, and then perfect. We're gonna come back to this, but yep, that's taxed. Perfect. That was sketchy as shit, and I'm super uncomfortable and sore. So, food time. Jeez, it's so windy. I may need to turn the amps up. Turn the amps up a little bit because I am flooring it right now, guys. Now we're at 72 amps. We're almost past rod number 1. Still need to do this part right here. And then we can think about hammering this into place. And then I may come back and do this here. That looks good for now. I think I'll come back to this though. I think I need to fix that. I did fix this hole on this side though, apparently. that I've got charged, that I've got plugged in. So I am now recording from an outlet. Thanks, Brian, for recommending this item off Amazon. It's literally just a power adapter plugged into the battery. But okay, so let's I'll show you guys where we're at with the frame repair. So this is where we're at. We have a good amount done. I've got a bead that's run right across the top edge, just this top edge right here, and don't worry about that. I'm gonna fix that. But she's fitting pretty good. So what I'm gonna do next is, you can see I've already hammered in a little bit on this edge, so I may do that edge next. But what I also need to do is the other side and this bottom edge right here. So we've got quite a bit of hammering left to do, and maybe a little bit of grinding, but I don't think I'm going to need to do any grinding. I do need to fix that. I may need to get that grinder out to fix that, but I think I'll be all set. So, other than that, check it out. 944 is gonna be drivable again. Not too bad if you ask me. So, alright. I do need to regrind some tungsten because I've been dipping the tip a little bit. I mean, I'm basically like underneath the car, above myself, welding on the frame of the car itself, and this next side is going to be a little bit more sketchy because I'm going to be actually underneath the car welding on it. But I've set myself up well. you can see the piece that I made, it's a U-channel. So a lot of the welds are actually just horizontal on a up and down plane. It's not like flat on, a surface, but like, I think they call it 2G welding, because 1G is like on the ground or surface. It's perpendicular with the earth. 2G is like vertical up and down, but this is the way I'm doing it. I'm going like sideways, so it's not really 2G, it's like 1.5. And then 3G is like above yourself, maybe. I think so. And then 4, 5, and 6, I'm not sure, but I know one of them is pipe welding, and you guys know I can do that. That's basically exhaust tubing, but yeah, I don't know. I may throw in some standards for welding here in a second, because I went through a bunch of them when I was in high school, and I only got to like just laying down beads on stringers on a coupon, but I also did some MIG welding, and that was kind of interesting, but we're getting there.